So I had a friend of a friend that heard that I was kind of a computer geek, and he was asking me would I be able to set him up a Roku box or something like that so he could do online streaming and get rid of his DirecTV that he had. And so I told him about the Raspberry Pi. I said I've been using the Raspberry Pis since they first came out in 2012, and I said the new versions are perfectly capable of doing all kinds of, they're basically like a desktop computer. So I said, if you buy a couple, I will set them up for you, since he had two TVs that he wanted to do, and show you how you can do all your online streaming without buying into that and without having to pay for the service of a Roku or something like that. So he bought these Cana kits off of Amazon, and I think they were like $109. The Raspberry Pi, which I'll pull the cover off. Trying to do this with one hand. So the Raspberry Pi is just this little single board computer that you can get $35 for 1 gig of memory, 45 for 2 gig, and 55 for 4 gig. And they also have an 8 gig model that I think is 70. So he decided to buy this kit, which comes with the power adapter, comes with the HDMI cables, comes with an SD card already loaded with what you need to get the Raspberry Pi going. And I think it was like $110 on Amazon. So, when you have to buy all the extras, the cables and the power supply and everything, it's probably about equivalent. So you're not really saving any money one way or another if you try to do it yourself. This also came with the nice case and a fan, the little heat sinks that I put on there for him. So I basically put these together for him, set them all up, and set up basically something like a menu on a browser, and I'll show you when I start this up. So this is one of his Raspberry Pis that I have hitched up, and you can see it's got 4 places for USB and a place for an Ethernet cable, but it has Wi-Fi built into it and it has Bluetooth built into it. So I'm just going to use the Wi-Fi connected up to my router here, my Wi-Fi. So I'm going to start this up with his little power supply. And you'll see on my TV, it goes through its normal, color screen. It usually takes 30 seconds or so to boot up. Try to back up a little bit here. And the Raspberry Pi runs a Linux distribution, so it's not Windows, it's not Android, even though I think it can run Android. So the screens you're seeing here is just it going through its process of booting up, letting you know everything's okay. And here it started up to its screen, and I have it automatically launching into a browser. And on the browser now, I have all of these items: YouTube, Amazon, Tubi, Sling TV, Pluto TV, the Roku channel, IMDb TV, Crackle, Zumo. So these are all free services. Now, if you use Amazon Prime, you can then watch all kinds of things on Amazon Prime, but there are free services on Amazon also. I also set him up because this nice little kind of extension that I added to the browser called VD speed dial, lets you group your kind of menu items. And so he's interested in watching the news. So I put all the local news channels on there. There's another free one called News On, which lets you watch a lot of local channels, C-SPAN, political stuff. Blue Ridge PBS has a live stream. And then pretty much all of our local channels, Channel 13, Channel 10, Channel 7, have a streaming ability so you can watch the news when the news is on regular TV. So I added that in, and he has the ability to add in whatever other things he wants. So I told him basically all he needed was a mouse. I have a keyboard attached to mine because I do the same kind of streaming thing here. That's kind of where this idea came from. So just to demonstrate, let me click on one of the streaming and we'll go to Pluto TV. And then you can kind of scroll through once it's done its loading. Scroll through what's on. My internet's being a little slow here. And so here is a whole list of things that are on. Black cinema, reality TV, baseball, comedy. So if I click on Ghost World, which is what should be on right now, so I'm now watching whatever, and all I got to do is full screen it. And now I'm watching, I'm going to put the sound on.
10% chance of getting approved for a car, even if you don't have great.
Watching streaming TV on Pluto.
Right. That's why we built the smart approval machine, or SAM.
Hello. Is this a
Let me pause that.
Oh no, these buttons don't even work. You get approved on your phone.
SAM is for fun. Ha.
So pretty much I've created a, I don't know, Fire Stick kind of thing. But what you have to remember is this is also a computer. So then you can do all kinds of, that's basically equivalent to Microsoft Office. It's got video player, graphics, and different things that you can add into. The Raspberry Pi was created as a way for people to learn about computers, but it's really come a long way. And if you visit my YouTube channel, you can kind of see I have done tons of things with the Raspberry Pi, from controlling my telescope to blinking LEDs and just a whole bunch of stuff. But this is just one example of how you can use it for your entertainment system. And if you're interested in that, just let me know and maybe I can set it up for you.